Hey, how's it going, guys? Captain Kuba here, and welcome to another quote-unquote God of War video. This is mostly about my first playthrough. I've been reading some of your comments, and I can see that you guys have some complaints about how I'm playing the game, or how I played the game. The playthrough's already done. I'm just uploading the parts now. So I wanted to make this video to address them for you, so you have like a proper lens to look at me whenever I get around to making the review. So I've noticed that there's essentially two questions or two complaints that people keep bringing up on my first playthrough. And the first one is, did I rush the game? And the second one being, was I disappointed because my theories didn't come true? And I wanted to address these two issues you guys had with my playthrough before I do my review, because I don't think they really serve that much of an important point when reviewing a game. So in regards to the first question, no, I did not rush the game. I actually got the game a couple of days before the release. I got a review copy. I think I only made an announcement on my Twitter account. I didn't really bother making one with YouTube, which, looking back at it now, was a mistake. Because when I uploaded my first impressions video on November 9th, the release date of God of War Ragnarok, I saw a lot of comments of people saying that, oh my god, he finished it in one day. No way. And alongside those comments, I saw other comments that said, man, you rushed the game. So it makes me think that these two groups are kind of related. They think I finished the game in one full day, which I think it's flattering, but no, I didn't do that. It took me a couple of days to do it. So now I know you guys are asking yourselves, Cuba, if you had the game so many days ahead of us, how come you rushed your first playthrough? And my answer to that is, I didn't think I was. It's just my playstyle not to do side missions when I'm playing a game for the first time. I just want to focus on the main story, and then I do the other stuff later. This was a mistake and not a mistake at the same time. I'm going to explain this a little bit more. It was a mistake because the side missions, I was under the impression that they were going to be just okay, kind of like God of War 2018's, where you get a little bit of conversations that are really good, but as to what you're doing, they're not really that fun. Nothing really happens. You go into a mine, you get this little thing, and then you come back. Or, you go and rescue the dragons. You break the little totem things, and then they're free. Nothing really happens that interests me as a gamer. But this was a mistake for God of War Ragnarok, because I can safely say that God of War Ragnarok truly has one of the best side missions in all of gaming. On my second playthrough, when I was in Svartalfheim, I listened to Mimir pressured me like, hey, maybe we should go and explore the oil rigs, or maybe we should find this key, right? So I changed a little bit and was like, okay, you know what, I'm gonna give into this because maybe this is what the game really wants me to do. So I went and got the key, and I came across this awesome looking whale monster thing, and like I walked around as if it was an island. It gave me a lot of memories to me walking on Gaia in God of War 3, and it was really well done. Like, you get to explore Mimir's past mistakes and how he feels about them later, and it all reflects to the story of the main story of the game. It's really well done, and now I'm more excited to do the side missions. But I think this is also an issue with the game, because if you don't do the side missions, you come out feeling like you didn't play the game, I don't know, fully, like there were missing conversations or something. And I think this is a bad game design, because if the game gives you two options, I feel like those options should be equally fun. Of course, they're not going to be equally fun 100%, right? But I think they should put emphasis on both options so that no player gets disappointed. So some players can play the main missions with side missions, and some other players can just do the main missions and still have fun. I was under the impression that that was going to be the case because, look, I've played semi-open world games before. I played Tomb Raider, the reboot of Tomb Raider, of course, God of War 2018. And these games also have side missions, but much like with my first playthrough of God of War Ragnarok, I didn't really bother doing this side content until I had finished the main game. And that didn't really hinder my experience in any way. I thought the main story was really good. But with the God of War series going on from this point on, like from now, I'm gonna listen more to when the characters are telling me to, hey, maybe we should go and explore something. This is something I find annoying, but with God of War, like, given the level of attention to detail and how well these side missions are, from now on, I will play them on my first playthrough as well. So now I need to tackle the other complaint a lot of you guys had about me, and that was that I was disappointed with the story because my theories didn't come true. And I have to address this because I want this to change. People, as someone who's out in the public, people only see what you do in public, and the most things I do is just God of War theories. So they think theories is the only thing I care about. I was a God of War fan long before I was making theories. Back in 2005, I was just enjoying the game for the gameplay sake and the bosses and all that. I wasn't thinking about making theories as to who Ares was, what he had done before any of that. And the same thing happened with this game. I was just there for the story. However, I'm not gonna get too much into it because I still want to do a full review of the game. I don't think I like the story of this game as much as I did 2018's, and this is mostly from a personal experience. For video games, I don't like stories that are too complicated. I like the story of 2018 because it's like, oh, we're gonna go and spread phase ashes. It's a simple plot. It's like we're gonna go and spread phase ashes, right? And along the way, Kratos and Atreus get to just talk to each other, and you see this relationship grow. And God of War Ragnarok, the story is a little bit different. It's not necessarily that it's bad. It's just that there's a lot more things happening. You got the giant prophecy, you got Tyr, you got to stop Ragnarok, there's a lot more things, right? And felt like it was a little bit too much for me to handle on my first playthrough. I'm understanding things a lot better the second time around. For example, a big complaint you guys had with me was about the Fenrir soul going into Atreus' knife. People were saying, how did you miss this? They talk about it in Utgard or Ironwood when you meet Angrboda. And I wasn't really confused about that. I know they had talked about it. My issue was with how Santa Monica presented that cutscene to begin with. On my second playthrough, I made sure to look to see where the soul went. And you can barely see the soul touching the knife. But I don't think I should be blamed for that. My eyes just went to the other ones that were floating. I didn't see the clash between that piece of soul and the knife. It's there. It's not a plot hole. It's there. It was just hard for me to see. And I don't think I was the only one who was confused about that. But again, I'm playing the game for a second time and I'm enjoying the story a lot more. I can keep up with it a lot more. And I guess this brings me to the last complaint that I forgot to mention earlier that you guys had. And that is with my complaining about the menu system. This is a hill that I'm gonna die on. I don't think the God of War series needs an RPG system. I have very little patience for things that are not related to gameplay immediately. I don't like things that disguise themselves as gameplay. There are some equipment that I like. For example, I always kept, I forgot the name, the armor's name, the armor that gives you the ability to slow down time for a little bit when you dodge at the last minute. That's something I can get behind because it's like, oh, if you do this in gameplay, this will happen and it will give you an advantage. But there's also this risk-reward thing. I start to get bored when it's like you get 30% attack damage on every whip. Like, what are you even talking about? These things might come easy for you guys, but I really do hate them. I don't like the menus. I don't like having to read stats. I think it's the most boring part of the game, and I'm truly sorry if I complain too much about it. I still think the menu is confusing. This is a hill I'm gonna die on. I think the menus could have been done a lot more simpler. But hey, maybe this is just my boomer gamer brain. You guys are not gonna like this, but whatever. Overall, I really did enjoy my experience with the game. I'm enjoying it a lot more this time. I do think this is one of the best God of War games ever made. However, when I do my review, don't expect me to be on the side of this game is a masterpiece and deserves to be put in a museum type of thing, or this game is the worst thing ever created. Like nothing is ever as black and white as that. I love the game, but I do have some issues with it. I have some issues with the gameplay, and I have some issues with the story. When I say the gameplay, not the combat. The combat's amazing. Some other stuff. But, yeah, this is something... I wanted to make this video just to clarify how some of the frustrations you guys had with the playthrough. I don't think I'll ever do a playthrough ever again. It's just not my strength. I don't like doing them. I only did it because you guys wanted me to. And now that it's done, might as well just upload it, right? But I don't think I'll ever do a reaction playthrough ever again. I don't even think I'll do a reaction compilation. But Then again, this might change. It just adds a lot more pressure when you're recording because you have to think about, oh, is the audio recording? Like, how are the audio levels? When is a good point to stop? So these are a lot of things that I didn't want to have to deal with, but in a way I kind of just went with it because you guys really wanted to see my reaction. But after seeing that you guys really haven't liked my take on the game that much, I don't think I'll ever do one, and that's okay. I didn't really want to do this one to begin with. But anyway, I hope I didn't talk about too many things that I wanted to talk in my review. I don't know exactly when I'll upload my review. I still haven't finished my second playthrough. This game is huge, so I'm doing that now. And after that, I'm gonna start writing my review and give my full thoughts on it. But yeah, I hope this clarifies some of the complaints you guys have been having about my playthroughs. I don't expect you to change your mind if you don't. If you don't like me, I totally get it. I don't expect everyone to like me. I know my takes sometimes are a little bit out there. The RPG systems is something that everybody loves, and apparently it's only me who doesn't. But anyway, I hope you guys liked the video. I hope this answers some of your questions, and the next parts of the playthrough should be uploading. I think I'm going to upload the last one tomorrow because it's a longer video and I have to cut a lot of things. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Until then, remember, go forth in the name of Ragnarok.